Like,
Man train know how to keep us entertained.
Oh, yeah, but this one,
Um,
you had at least you had spontaneous booty in this one.
but you didn't have Nazi fetuses, though, did you?
No.
Yeah, no,
No.
your dominatrix dream come true. And then she just burst through the walls. I was like, hey.
I think.
Come here, let me sit on your face.
Hey guys, girls, gamers, nerds alike, and those who found the show by mistake. Welcome to From Dusty Couches to Broken Discs. I'm your host Glenn, and along with my co-host Adam.
Hello.
And this beautiful son of a bitch is back, it's Dave!
Hey ho, SpaghettiOs.
You never fucking told me it was black guy. I wouldn't have come on.
Dave's glorious return, Adam Lewis.
Just seems to be that way with these episodes at the moment. But as you know, each week we look at games old and new, from everything you have been playing to everything you're playing today. And today is our second episode, the final part of our South Park two-parter episodes, where we look at the Fractured But Whole episode. There's no need to say this. We said it on the last week's episode, though, but before we do plug in the controller, this is a South Park episode. Some things may get said that people may not like. It's South Park. We will try and be careful. But let's plug in that controller, spin that disc, and let's roll those intro credits. Dave, I definitely think you were right there. This game is so much. This is so much worse than the first game. But yes, this week we're going to tread very carefully through South Park: The Fractured But Whole. So guys, I mean, just this game was. We've said it in the past where we've played like the first game and then we go to the second game, and the second game usually feels like it's a bit more of a polished version, and it's just a lot better. I mean, memory-wise, Dave, because you wasn't on last week, I'll go to you first. Memories of this game. What did you feel about it?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think The Stick of Truth was my favorite game, as it was so good. It was just a game changer at the time.
It was different. Obviously it's something we weren't used to. We've played South Park games in the past, and we said this on last week's episode.
Yeah, exactly. But like you say, it was just that, like, it immersed you into the actual South Park episode, basically. Yeah. And I mean, with this one, I mean, it was more the combat. The combat was a lot better in this one, I found. But obviously, you had the grid-based battle system rather than
you were able to sort of use your space a bit more wisely.
Exactly. You could explore more. It was a lot more tactics went into it. Exactly, a strategy. Whereas for like the Stick of Truth, it was literally just like turn-based, like an old school like Final Fantasy game. But
I was going to say that for us, it was a very much like a Final Fantasy type game with the battle system. Obviously, with the second one, you had more of a D&D style. You could move
exactly. I mean,
in different grid patterns for each sort of class, which was good. I enjoyed. Anything else for sort of going on?
Well, there's plenty to talk about, but I mean, it's one of them. Like, I don't want to like say something and step on a landmine because a lot goes on in this game. And we'll save it for later on in the show.
Yeah, let's just get past like the couple of minute mark, so YouTube and Spotify still play our episodes,
Exactly, exactly. That's been nice for at least 5 minutes.
5 minutes, that's generous. Adam, what about you? Memories of this game sort of going on gameplay-wise or anything like that?
Well, my main memory, again, is very similar to last week. It was the anticipation of this game coming out.
Yeah.
Like, Stick of Truth, as I said last week, is my favourite game of all time. So the anticipation for this one obviously was massive. Like, I was even more excited than the last one. I agree with Dave. Stick of Truth, I think, is still better. Yeah. I think because it was the first one, and it was the one that, it sticks with me the most. This one is great. As Dave said again, the battle system is so much better. The fact that you can move around, you get more powers, the fact that you can make you can actually make assets and combine fight moves and use other characters is really, really good, and you have to be strategic. So in that aspect, it's better. But I do think the storyline from Stick of Truth is better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, memories for me was the anticipation, and then just like and then you saw your dad fuck your mom.
And so you beat them. All seemed to be okay. But then you finally reached your parents' door. And what you saw when you opened that door changed your life forever and led you to fighting crime. You were too late, because when you opened that door, you saw your dad fuck your mom.
We didn't even make it to 5 minutes. We didn't even make it.
We tried, Dave. We tried.
Well done.
I think we found our weak link here, Dave.
We say that every week.
I know, yeah. It's just nice to have all three of us back. You know, it was like we had 1 week where all three of us were back after Adam had 2 weeks off, and then next minute Dave was off, and then we decided to take 2 weeks off. So we're just sort of like So it's just nice when we're all back together. We know it flows a lot nicer.
It's been chaos.
What was that? That was disgusting. Never do that again.
God.
It's why I shut my mouth during it. I knew it was bad. Stop saying it.
Oh.
Jesus.
I was talking.
I think for me, one of the things I liked, you touched on it there, Adam, is obviously like all their origin stories. And one of my favourite ones is Stan's. As you're walking down the street, you're the new kid still, and you're walking along with Stan. And he's like, yeah, and there was this thunderstorm, and my dad died, and all these tools surrounded me. And you get to outside Stan's house, and Randy's pissed, scratching Sharon's car. And he's like, I hate you. And she opens up the window. Randy, get back in! And he goes, okay. He just walks back into the house.
You probably want to know about my superhero backstory. You see, when I was just a child, my father was in the garage working on a project. There was a huge storm and lightning blew my father off his workbench. I ran to help him, but at that moment, another blast somehow fused his power tools onto my body. I became a superhero, while my father was left mentally impaired.
There you go, you fucking bitch! Why don't you just take a shit in your face? Take this, you dumb whore!
Randy, get in here right now and stop keying my car.
Okay.
But this is different. My father's acting even stupider than ever before.
I don't know why, but that one proper cracks me up, and I think is brilliant. And I love that they've done these like little stupid. Obviously, because it's based on superheroes, they've done all these origin stories, and they all end up with like someone's parent dying and a thunderstorm.
It's a proper like Civil War thing, isn't it? Like the Marvel and DC. And
Can I jump in though? Just to jump in,
yeah.
That you said that's your favourite origin. My favourite is Captain Diabetes one. Because the reason he's got diabetes is because his mum farted as she gave birth.
Yeah!
Yes, a mild-mannered gentleman with the power of diabetes at his control. I used to be a simple elementary school student, but then one day, a freak science accident turned my diabetes into superhuman strength.
That has me fucking done.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is fucking brilliant. I do love this, how it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a big superhero fan, and the superhero movies, I love them. I'll go and watch Marvel, I'll go and watch DC. When these movies come out, they're brilliant. I love them. I love how this...
Unless it's a DC film and then they're all shit.
Shut up. I like DC. Basically, the way that they've taken the piss out of Marvel and the phases of their films, and they're all talking about how each character gets their own film, own origin story, then a prequel to their origin story, and then there's the mix mashup episode, and then there's all these different films, and it's like bending all time, and you just sort of like, they've just hit the nail on the head there with how it is. I mean, especially because at the time of recording, San Diego Comic-Con has just finished, and Marvel's just announced like what end of phase 4, phase 5, and phase 6, and all I could think about was while I was doing this is that, and I'm just sort of like, oh dear God, it is South Park Fractured all over, isn't it? I just like they've hit the nail on the head right there, and I think they did really well with it. That's one of the things. Matt and Trey did such a great job with sort of doing that storyline, and I think they've hit the nail on the head in regards to the whole. At the moment, everything is, as we know, Marvel films just dominate cinema at the moment, and I like how they've played with that, and it's really good.
Yeah.
But in regards to the actual game itself, what sort of things jumped out at you? What did you guys enjoy?
It's that, I mean, you did mention it on the last episode of the Sticker's Truth one, but it's all that shock value. Like, literally, it's so, some of the stuff in it is so friggin' shocking.
Like, the difficulty setting at the start.
Literally.
Yes, right, let's go on with that. Let's talk about that. So, again, this is one of those moments where it could get a little tricky. So obviously, this was like massive when this was announced, the difficulty level. But it's great because obviously, in the scale where you're like whiter than white, or you're blacker than black, basically, those are the sort of levels you can go across and change your skin color. And the more you go up, obviously, that's meant to be the difficulty of the game. But it's when you go to be a dark-skinned character. And Cartman goes, it just doesn't mean the battles are going to be hard, but everything else is going to be hard, you know. And honestly, they've looked at the way that society is, and I think that's what they've done. They've hit it really well.
Apparently, the skin color doesn't affect the gameplay.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't stop the game.
It only affects. So, like, if you're a darker skinned player, you make less money and you get treated differently by all the characters. Well, so like when you go in a police station, they treat you so much differently than.
Oh, when you fight when you fight that fucking boss guy, that's some nigger off. And it's like if it is what, like, if your character is black, and it'll actually get his health back when you fight him. But then, obviously, if you're a white character, then it actually, obviously it'll start to die. But if it's like a character,
that is brilliant.
It's so fun. They were so clever with it, and I mean, like you say, like Glenn said, it is just like the they've looked into obviously things that are going on in the media, the way the world is at the moment.
Some people
on it. I mean, that's what the South Park always do. They always just push the letter a little bit. Just to...
I mean, the way they've done it is obviously a lot of people did find this very offensive. But some people, and I've got a lot of comments as well in regards to it, found it very genius, the way they did it. I personally think it was a great way to show ignorant people what racism is really like in the world. And obviously, for a South Park game, you're sort of like, I'm learning something as well here. This isn't right.
But it's true, because I mean, even like the whole, like, you've got obviously the racist police are like obviously like one of the bad guys, like boss guys and stuff in it, and obviously you've got, but it's true, that is genuinely what, you know, a lot of the police, you know, the police forces and people have noticed throughout the world. You know, it does go on. So I mean, they have touched on it, and I mean that's going back to, you know, like Trey and Matt. They are very clever. You know, they're smart guys. You know, they're not daft. They're not just doing it just for, you know, that reaction. They know what's going on throughout the world. You know,
exactly. They're very clever with it, as well as keeping that, like we've said, the shock value of it.
Yeah,
and I think because when you played the first game and you got to pick your classes, and you know, you had the Jew. And all it was is like, didn't change anything. It was just that Cartman just said, "Oh well, we can't be friends," you know, and that's it. You know, that was the only thing. And then obviously this one, it's like it says, "Oh yeah, everything's going to be hard for you." I mean, well, the battles are going to be the same, but everything else is going to be harder.
Yeah, it's like you don't earn as much money as well if you're if the character or whatever. But I don't know. There's so much. I mean, even like, obviously, you know, like even things with like Jared and stuff like that. I mean, why would they put fucking Jared in the fucking subway
Jared,
guy?
What is he? He's a paedophile. What is he in it? He's a paedophile subway guy, and he uses the footlong as his penis fucking baton.
But it's like, that's what I mean. It just comes down to that shock value thing. It's like,
yeah,
because I mean, he's the lowest of the low, but they've got him as a boss. You know,
I know,
a fucking boss guy.
Now,
I mean, literally the
No, I
first
think
thing he
at
says is,
the
like,
time,
"Take
I
it."
think in the news at the time he had come out as like he was being accused of being a paedophile, wasn't he? At the
yeah,
time?
it was,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was relevant at the time, but right now it seems a bit odd and out
Yeah.
there.
No,
I will jump on that though. Sorry, Glenn.
Yeah, nice.
And
Go ahead.
Obviously the shock factor is up there again on this one, but I just think it's not as shocking as the first game, as Stick of Truth.
I think I agree, because you're expecting it. I think from the first game we were kind of expecting it. It's like, where are you gonna go? How can you top the Stick of Truth, basically?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you see Randy getting probed in the first game. I mean,
yeah.
They went pretty far with that.
And then you actually see your parents getting nailed in the background while you're fighting gnomes, and then you get fucking slapped on by your dad's balls.
Yeah, you can't top that.
You can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, but
you go up Mr. Slave's arsehole.
Man train know how to keep us entertained.
Oh. Yeah, but this one, you had at least you had spontaneous booty in this one.
But you didn't have Nazi fetuses, though, did you?
No.
Yeah, no. Your dominatrix dream come true. And then she just burst through the walls. I was like, hey.
I think
come here, let me sit on your face.
Another thing we need to talk about is the thing that just sort of got me, and it was just so wrong on so many levels, is where the kids go to the strip club.
Yeah.
And you've got to give the guy a lap dance, and you just sort of like, I'm a 10-year-old child.
It's proper grinding.
What's is going on?
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Like, the thing is, it's so bad that you have to laugh at it. Like,
yeah.
You just sort of like, what is it? The Peppermint Rhino? Is that the name of the bar, the strip club that you go to?
Yeah. Is it Peppermint Hippo?
Sure.
Peppermint Hippo. That's it.
Yeah.
The Peppermint Hippo. And I'm just sort of like, as soon as I saw that,
he doesn't know.
As soon as I saw the name, I knew. I was just sort of like, this is not going to go down well, is it?
Well, I mean, you've got. I mean, this comes back to the whole thing. Like they're keeping in touch, with the things that are relevant at the time. Like obviously, at the time when the game come out, you had the whole thing with like the Catholic Church and all that lot, and like the pedo priests and all this lot.
Well, you can do the training level, and you've got to go beat the priests.
Exactly. One of the boss guys is like the pedo priest, and you're just locked in a room with these two.
It's when he gets the crucifix out, and it's not actually a crucifix. It's a crucifix, but it's got like a dildo on the end of it.
No, it's an anal bead. He pulls an anal bead out.
Anal beads, yeah. Oh,
and then he's out whipping himself with him.
I forgot all about that.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I'm done. This episode's getting banned. I can feel it.
Of course it is. But I don't even know what you were thinking. You should have just slightly covered this game in the last episode and been done with it. Like, what were you? We've got a full episode to this. We've already covered anal beads, freaking pedo subway man, freaking.
No. So this one, like I say, I'm gonna pause for a second in case we need to rejig the episode a bit. But it's the bit, right? Obviously, this game takes place. Like, what is it? The very next day. It's like you wake up and you're still gonna be like.
No, it's the same day, innit? Because they're still all fighting. You're just having a shit on the toilet.
Oh, is that what it is? It's been so long since I played this one, and because obviously I was replaying the first one, I just never got round to playing this one again. So I watched a few clips, but it's the whole. Obviously, in this one, what they did is, obviously, when we've said that we can change your skin colour, you are now able to sort of pick your gender as well, which you wasn't able to do in the first game. But the whole thing is that you were still the same character from the first game. And it's when you've got to go to the school, and Mr. Mackey calls you in, because he's not, he wants to speak to you about everything. And you have to explain, if you change your gender into a girl, to a girl, Mr. Mackey has to ring your parents, and it's like a really awkward phone call. He goes, so yeah, like when we had your child last week, we sort of misgendered them by mistake. We do apologise for this. And then puts the phone down, and then you can pick whether you are transgender or is it cisgender? And then he's got to make another phone call to explain what you've picked. And then after all that, you go outside and the hillbillies turn up, don't they, in the car? And if you're like a straight male of cisgender, go, look at the straight male cisgender, and they get out of the hillbilly truck and start beating the crap out of you, and you've got to fight them. You're just sort of like, what's going on?
That happens multiple times, though, doesn't it? I like
it does, yeah,
it recurring. So it
yeah.
happens when you choose your religion.
Yeah.
It happens when you choose what is it? You choose something else. It happens 3 times, doesn't it? It happens.
Yeah, and they just keep randomly turning it
religion
up.
and something else. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's brilliant, and it's very, again, when we've said that, they're looking at everything in the world, Matt and Trey, and obviously they've put this in because obviously it is something that we deal with every day. People do get, unfortunately, misgendered, and I think they went around it in a way that it wasn't offensive. They pointed, this is what is happening. They've made it funny. And I mean, I can't speak for those who have changed genders in any way, shape, or form, but I know for me, it sort of made me realise a little bit, people do get misgendered. And working where I work, you can't tell just by someone's voice over the phone. And it is sort of ground that you want to tread very lightly on, but I think these guys did it in such a way that it sort of opened it up to other people so you understand a bit more.
Yeah.
And I think it was really good, actually, and it did make for quite a fun game as well. Definitely you had a lot more that you could adjust in this game, because obviously in the previous game you could obviously find a long hair wig and you could put it on. This one, you could actually change your hair. At the time of playing the first game, I think I had quite long hair anyway. And I couldn't find the long hair that I wanted for my character. It's like, this is bullshit! So I cut my hair. I cut my hair, not for the game, but I ended up having my hair cut. And when I got this game, they actually gave me the long... They gave me the long hair option. And I was like, you bastards. How dare you? I mean, as well in regards to the game, what other sort of shot factors did we like about this game? Is there anything else that jumped out at you?
We have mentioned a lot of them.
I love the summons. All the different summons.
Oh yeah.
And you had what is it? The thing that was meant to be like Tron, but a dreidel that just sort of appears. What's it called? I can't remember. It's one of those things.
I can't remember.
Again, because I haven't seen the episodes for quite a while, and things like that. But I mean, the game itself was so much fun.
I'm really sorry. We'll need to pause it.
So sorry about the quick little cut there in between sort of segments. Something had to change. So basically, what I want to talk about now is: do you remember any of the special moves that your characters had?
There was that
fat powered flight.
Yeah. Of course, he jumps to the most disturbing. I was gonna go like the phone destroyer one, it's like a chimp Pokemon Go, and it was so...
Well, I mean, for me, it was like you had the whole, because I was really into the whole gameplay, the tactics and stuff like that with the grid-based battle system. So yeah. I liked, was it the speedster and stuff like that? So obviously you got the double
fast pass.
Fast pass, yeah, exactly, fast pass and stuff like that. So I mean, it was actually epic in this one.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Of course, he made Jimmy fast pass as well.
It was literally epic in this one.
Oh God.
The best bit is when he's like, we've got to go fast, and then he's stuttering saying the word fast for ages, and then he does that little thing where he's going to go rapid, and then he just slowly trods away with his crutches.
Yeah, with his crutches.
It's so funny.
But I mean, yeah, just little details like that are so good. It's even when they're having an epic battle, and then a car will be coming down the street, so all the kids move to the side of the road.
Yeah, I love how the backgrounds now were sort of interactive. That was great.
Yeah. So good.
It's funny when the character's been knocked out as well, because they stand up to walk off the side of the street and then go and lie back down again in the space.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It did open it up a lot more with the new battle system. Obviously, like you say, you had the grids now. You were able to maneuver things around, and we had a bit more freedom with what we could do. You actually utilised the space really well. One of the moves I loved though was the fart where you could stop time. What was it, like a dragon fart or something like that?
No,
There's all these different weird farts that you could do, but the one that could stop time was epic.
And the thing you want as well with bloody, what was it, Craig and Tweak, when they do the anime one, it's like, let's make it love.
Yeah, the theme song for that and the artwork for that was sick.
Yeah, it was everywhere, wasn't
it? It's in an episode, isn't it? You know, where those, like the Japanese girls or whatever keep drawing them, and you've got to actually do that throughout the game, haven't you? You could collect the little yaoi artworks and stuff.
So good.
That's the sort of shit I wanted for you two, because everyone was shipping your relationship. That's the artwork I want.
I would love it if people did that.
That'd be great.
We need some yaoi up here.
I would fucking love it.
Fuck's sake.
The best, like, it's hilarious as well in the game. Like, you know, as you get towards the end of the game and then he has to travel through time, but then he actually fractures his butthole.
Oh, yeah.
And has to go and see the doctor. But...
Well, that's the thing, obviously, with the title, it was originally meant to be called, what was it meant to be called? Like, The Butthole of Time?
Yeah, Butthole of Time, but Ubisoft were like, no.
No, they're like, no retailer is going to sell a game with Butthole in the title. So, obviously, they were just sort of left to sort of rename it, and that's how they came up with Fractured Butthole. And I think, you know
apparently he spent like, was it 6 or 8 hours or something?
He spent hours
just coming up with a name to fit the word butthole in.
Yeah.
No, I think they did a really good job with it, actually. A very good way of play on words with it. Also, in regards to the game, I think just itself, I mean, I wish they'd made a third, because I think there was more that we could do.
Well, should we, have you seen the news from earlier this year? Apparently they've started hiring people for a third South Park game. Yeah.
Ooh.
That'll be good.
Ooh.
Let me do a little bit of Googling here.
Part 3 episode in a couple of years then after we've played it.
well, we all want to see Integrity Farms.
That's exactly what I said. That's where I want to go. The one thing I want to talk about is sort of stepping away from this game and just briefly touching on the N64 game. Now, obviously, when we've discussed it, we weren't going to do an episode on it because we didn't think we could flesh it out enough. So I thought it'd be great. Now all three of us are here, we can just sort of touch on it ever so slightly. And I was watching some things the other day. I didn't know. So obviously, when Acclaim got the rights to the South Park games, South Park hadn't even aired yet. So they bought the rights to it at, like, dirt cheap for this game, and obviously the series hadn't even come out, but they had Series 1. When Series 1 come out, that's when they were making their game, and they had 6 months to make the game to get it out for Christmas. And they were like, right, well, we need an engine that's already working, that we know we can operate on. What can we use? The South Park game was built on the Turok Engine of the game Turok, you know, shooting dinosaurs and stuff like that, and running around in a first-person shooter game. And the fact that they built it on top of that is absolutely mental. I mean, we've said that, you know, back in the day, that to us was a great game, you know, the 3D style. But the way that we look at it now and sort of think, you know what, the way that these new South Park games have come out, they are so good. And we like the design and the style because it sticks to how it is on the episodes.
Can I just butt in for a sec? Sorry.
Yeah.
Dave, you asked me on the I said this on the episode last week, but you asked me on the Rugrats episode. I said it should have been done in 2D because the series was done in 2D. You said, how should they have done it? Yeah. This is how they should have done it. Like,
well, yeah, it would probably have worked like that, to be fair, but I don't know.
do you think the PS1 would have been able to handle it?
Not a chance.
No, of course not to this scale, but they could have. Like, it wasn't a big game, was it? Like,
no.
I think the
file sizes would have been smaller and everything.
To be fair, I think 2D. They did it at the right time. They waited until they had the technology to get it spot on, because it does look spot on. Like as we said originally, it looks like, it feels like you're in an episode.
Well, the cutscenes are literally episodes, aren't they?
Yeah.
So the cutscene and the gameplay, you can't tell the difference.
You can't tell the difference, exactly. So this is what I'm saying. So I think they did it at the right time. I don't think it would have worked any earlier, and maybe like in the it wouldn't have worked like a bit later on, really.
So apparently on Fractured Butthole, so I can't remember the platform that they used to build it on for Stick of Truth, but the Fractured Butthole, they used a new platform which supported Maya, which meant that basically when they create an episode, they use Maya to create their episodes. That's how they do it. So because this new platform, supported Maya, they were able to actually use all the assets from the actual show
Yeah.
in the game, like the real assets that they use on the show.
Yeah. But like as we were saying though, like for the time, the Snowball game was, you know, fine. It is what it was. You know, it was a good game, and then you got those fucking turkeys. Like,
obviously, I know there's loads we can talk about this game, and there is so much more. I mean, is there anything that you guys want to mention in particular before we move on?
No, because like you said, like we could just go on for hours and hours and hours. Like I'm still like actually playing the game again at the moment, playing through it. So, like, yeah, there's tons we can go on about, but we should probably just.
Yeah, we don't want to go too deep into the rabbit hole, do we?
Maybe if people enjoy it, we'll come back another time and we'll go more in depth.
Yeah, you know, if you guys have liked it, let us know in the comments. The comments are down there. And even if you're listening, you know, you can comment on the videos now. Well, on the audio, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting all confused here. Comment what you like, because obviously we could always just sit and play it one day, you know, if you guys want to see that. But you need to let us know. So with that then, if you guys have got nothing else that we can really say, I've got some memories here from you guys, the listeners, the viewers, the fans.
Let's get on with it.
So, first off, I've got Nathan on Facebook who's put, as a black guy myself, I found the difficulty level selector rather funny. Understand why people got mad about it, but it's just showing the reality of life, and I tip my hat to Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
That's exactly what we said.
What we've said.
Exactly.
I've got Kyle on Facebook who says, this game is good if you're a fan of the series, and that's about it. The mechanics and the UI are improved over the first game, but it's where the improvements end. Otherwise, the game suffers from some drawbacks, including being short and laggy, and there's no kind of replayability.
I agree, because I said that about Stick of Truth as well.
I do agree
we
with that
did.
as well,
There was no replaying.
It is replayable years later when you forgot all the jokes.
Yeah. I've got Luke on Facebook who's put a very good game, but not as good as the first. But that's because the first one has big surprises, and it's hard to do that twice overall. Overall, good game, but I think they could have done more with this game.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
I've got Donna on Facebook who's put microaggressions. The whole being able to be transgender and become a woman. Who said South Park wasn't inclusive? And of course, Morgan Freeman selling tacos.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Love the show, guys. Thank you.
You can fight him at the end, can't you?
You can, yeah. He's like a secret boss.
Yeah.
And he's got like some sort of super fart, hasn't he? I've got Sarah on Twitter who's put, never played the game, watched my boyfriend play the game, and it was full of fart humour, which is childish. I mean, what did you expect from South Park? Yeah, pretty much. I've got Mike on Twitter as well, who has put, why are we not talking about the kids in the strip club giving guys a lap dance, full face palm? This was sick and wrong. Don't get me wrong, it was funny as shit. But how did this make it into a game? We've asked the exact same question on this episode. Just rewind and listen to it again. We've actually got a gamer who's messaged us as well, Gamer Slut on Twitter, who's put. I
love that name.
Love the game, thank you. It's South Park. If you like the show, then you'll likely love this. If not, then it won't be for you. Like Stick of Truth, I'd say all the side quests are pretty mandatory, apart from the Memorabilia Collection ones, to get the most out of this game. I remember Star Wars. So, I mean, some pretty good memories there. I mean, quite a lot. Again, mixed match. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Some people thought it was childish. We loved it.
I agree with literally every single one of those comments. I think they're all spot on. Especially the one about loving the show.
Adam's never agreed with everybody. This is a first.
Well, because it is though. Like it's amazing, but it could be better, and it isn't as good as the first one, and they could have done more. But it's still, I would say, an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. But yes, so in regards to any other episodes, remember you can email us. Our email address is down there, and that is dusty2, and that's number 2 broken@gmail.com. If you've got any memories about any games going forward, whether we haven't played them yet, but we will be doing in the future, just send us an email and let us know. And you can also comment on all our videos, on any of the places that you listen to as well. And obviously, all our links now include our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They're all on there now, and you can catch us on all our social media places. But with that, do we have a quiz?
Yeah, I did a quiz.
We have a quiz! The quiz is back!
It's just a stick of truth quiz that he's just
readjusted.
I didn't know I was going to get fucking COVID.
Right, well, let me find my pieces of paper that I need.
God's sake.
I've got my things. I'm ready. I'm ready for the quiz!
I'm fucking ready!
Right. So, thanks, Adam. We've not had the quiz for a bit. Well, we had it on Toy Story, but there was an episode where Dave wasn't here, then we did a week without an episode, and now we're back. So the quiz is back. And obviously, because Dave's still recovering, we'll give it to Dave.
Thank you very much.
Because we're nice like that. We care about him. What better way than just getting into the thick of it?
Right, so to be fair, you have answered a lot of these on the episode, so yeah, fuck you both. Right, are you both ready then?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, question 1. What was the original title of the game going to be? South Park, The Butthole of Time, South Park, Blood and Honey, South Park, Revenge of the Queef, or South Park, Booty Warriors?
That would have been...
You know what, Dave? They were brilliant titles! Well done!
Thank you.
Maybe Dave should name the third game.
Dave's had far too much fun.
No, Dave didn't have COVID. He just wanted to make sure that this quiz was like spot on.
French kiss, mate. French kiss. Wow. Right, so do you need them again, or are you good?
No, I'm good.
No, good.
Dave, you're a man of fine culture.
3, 2, 1. You both said A, you're both correct. Right, next question. How many times do you fight Randy Marsh throughout the game? Is it A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, or D, 1?
Oh, you piece of shit.
Yes.
I'm just going to go for a guess here.
I'm going for a guess.
3, 2, 1. Adam said C, Glenn said B. Adam is correct.
Oh, shit.
2, yeah. I was going to say, I can only think of 2 times. When he's scratching the car and then when he bursts through the door to get his keys.
Yeah, he's like, you've got to do the wine drunk Randy, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right, so next question. Which class tier allows your character to move twice in one turn? Is it A, the Gadgeteer, B, the Speedster, C, the Assassin, or D, the Psychic?
Can you read them out again? I forgot what order you just said them in.
Yeah, sure. A, Gadgeteer, B, Speedster, C, Assassin, D, Psychic.
Oh, I feel like this could be a trick question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on. 3, 2, 1, go. Adam says B, Glenn says D. Adam is correct again.
For fuck's sake. I was going to say B as well.
I thought about that's what Because I was thinking psychic as well. I was like, is this a trick question from Dave?
Yeah, let's see if Adam can
And
get
he's
his
caught
100%.
Glenn
Next question. In total, how many fast travel locations are there throughout the game?
Oh, you fucking
Yes, yes. Say goodbye to your 100%, you piece
Yeah,
of
I
shit.
don't know this question.
Is it A, 16, B, 12, C, 11, or D, 5?
You fucking piece of shit. Honest to God.
Glenn's ready. Adam's also ready.
Go for a full, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Glenn says A, Adam says B. You're both incorrect. It's C, 11.
No! Oh, I changed my mind at the last second, you fucker.
Oh, fucking
hell. It's nice to have all three of us back together.
Next question. What is Stan Marsh's superhero alias? Is it A, Tupperware, B, Mysterion, C, Human Kite, or D, Toolshed?
I will never second guess myself ever again.
You've said that many a time on this.
I know, yeah, actually, yeah. 3, 2, 1. You both said D. You Toolshed. You're both correct.
I should have known. 11 was such a weird number for you to say. I'm so annoyed at myself.
Next question. What is the name of the strip club that you have to enter throughout the game? Is it A, the Peppermint Hippo, B, the Booty Hole, C, the Stuffed Pig, or D, Danglers?
For fuck's sake.
You see what I did there? 3, 2, 1. You both said A, the Peppermint Hippo. You're both correct.
I wouldn't mind though, but didn't you correct me, Dave, on the episode?
I did actually, yeah, I did. So I shot myself in the foot with all. Right, next question. Who is the leader of the Freedom Pals? Is it A, Wonder Tweak, B, Dr. Timothy, C, Call Girl, or D, Professor Chaos?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. You both said B, Dr. Timothy. You're both correct. Next question. What year was the initial release date for The Fractured Butthole? Is it A, 2019, B, 2016, C, 2017, or D, 2020? Adam actually gave you the answer then because he put the fucking thing.
I didn't even see. It's too exposed on my screen. I can't see.
Sure. 3, 2, 1. Oh, he actually gave me the answer.
I didn't see. I just say I didn't see.
It was 2017, Glenn.
Jesus.
I actually literally went like this, Glenn. I went, oh.
My head was down. I didn't see.
So yeah. Anyway, it was 2017. Adam said C. Glenn said B. And you're an idiot. Last question. Who is the main antagonist of South Park: The Fractured Butthole? Is it A, alternate universe Human Kite, B, Mitch Connor, C, Towler, or D, Jared?
I can't, but I'm so mad at myself.
Literally, you've got you nearly got it. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that bollocks!
Done it again. Glenn,
it's Mitch Connor, you madman.
You thought Jared was the main boss guy.
It's been a while since I played it.
I can understand why you'd think it, but
yeah.
That was pretty poor, Glenn.
I'm so upset at myself.
Oh, God. It's been a while since I played this game.
Adam got 8 out of 9, right?
I literally, on that, because I've got C and D on the same, as I was picking, I was like, I changed my mind as I was fucking picking the card up. I'm so upset. 11 makes sense as well, because it was the oddest number that you said.
Yeah, so you nearly got your 100%. I feel better when I've denied him right at the end.
You denied me at the start.
As long as you've been denied, it doesn't matter.
For those listening, right, it does mean the quiz. Please understand, it means the quiz.
Yeah, we're not talking about our Yowie bloody fan out right now.
You do always deny me, Dave.
And I shall continue to do so.
I think it's going to be safe we start to put the end of the show, please. Let's end this episode.
Please do. Well, Adam won the quiz anyway. Well done.
I don't feel like a victory.
Mazel tov.
Oh, God.
It doesn't feel like a victory.
But
It's either 100% or nothing.
does that mean I won then?
Yeah, well, yeah.
See, he's not taking a score, so therefore I win.
God, that's fine, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn wins on before.
So, yes, on that note, we are going to end this week's episode. It was nice to have us all back again. But, yes, remember...
Was it really?
It was, Dave, it was.
Like, you've had the look of regret for the whole episode.
I know. I absolutely know that. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening to our show, whether it be on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, the subscribe button does keep popping up in the bottom corner. Make sure you click that button. Adam's clicking away there. I can actually hear him clicking.
That's me subscribing.
Giving us our own sound effects on the show now.
Unsubscribing, should I say.
I'm just trying to leave.
Yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen or watch the show. And remember to email us any of your memories for any games in the future. Even if you haven't played that game yet, we are probably going to mention it on the show at some point. That email address is down there just below Dave's face, and that is dusty2broken@gmail, and that's the number 2.com. Apart from that, it's a good place to end. We shall see you next time on the next episode of From Dusty Couches to Broken Desks.
Bye, y'all.
Later.
I think for our picture, we need to have us all as like the Canadians. I know, but it would have been brilliant. You have to miss the wall.
I already know the picture of Dave's doing.
I've already got a plan for the.
Oh, have you already got a plan?
Picture.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
He told me about it when I came to grab that indigestion stuff off him the other day. He told me about his plan for the.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Image, so.
I just got images of Adam like turning up at your house, going, "Ah!" Holding on to the side of the door.
Honestly, I have never been in as much. It's literally, I became a dad and got indigestion.
Did you
Like,
move down a kebab or something?
I never had indigestion until I became a dad.
Honestly, I can't even tell you what brought it on. 2 days in a row, I thought I was going to die.
So is the ending story to this week's episode, Don't Become a Parent?
No, Dave has the best drugs.
Yeah,
Literally, I cure all ailments.